Hey, hi, and hello, everyone. Welcome back to 12 to 60, where I talk to you about my comic book journey. Today is going to be focused on what I'm doing on eBay, how things are going on eBay. Again, as you know, I am new to this whole comic selling on eBay thing, so I think I've learned a lot. I have about 50 listings on eBay. Most of them are buy it now. I haven't really tried much on the auction front. I'm not sure if that's going to work, but I've sold a lot of lots. I've figured out about packaging. I've got, a certain amount of revenue coming in. I think I've made over $500, which quite frankly is pretty cool for me. I haven't been doing this for very long. So what I thought I'd do today is kind of walk you through. I have this really cool mini series called Earth X with these awesome Alex Ross covers. So I have issues 0 through 12 plus the sketchbook plus the Universe X Iron Man edition. I think I'm going to put these together as one lot, and I'm going to walk you through the process that I have of putting them into my inventory, figuring out how to list them, figuring out how to price them, and then actually going through the process of creating a listing. And I'm hoping by doing this that not that anybody's learning from me, but that so that you experts out there will tell me how I'm doing it wrong and how I can do it better. All right, so if you have any suggestions, please, please, please put them in the comments. Appreciate it. Okay, so as I've been doing this whole process, everybody keeps asking me, do you have a list? Do you have an inventory? I'm like, well, no, of course I don't. That would be I had one a long time ago, but it's a long story. So I'm using this app called CLZ Comics, which is pretty cool. And as I'm finding these books and digging them out, I'm adding them into an inventory so I can at least kind of keep track. And it's really cool because you can add books in a couple of different ways. The one I'm using mostly is by scanning the barcode. So it's pretty simple. You just go like this, and it pops it up. And I add it to the collection, which is awesome. And I can just keep doing that, book after book after book. Or I can go in here and I can type in the title of a book, Earth X Marvel Comics, that's this one. And I can go in and I can just either hit all, or if it's one like this that has a lot of different issues, I'll just go in and manually pick them out. So 3, 4, 5, these are all the direct editions. These are not the newsstand editions. So I'm just putting it in for that. 11A, 12A, and then I hit add to collection. And there you go. It's pretty fancy, I think. And then the other option you can use, which I think is really cool, is I can, just waiting for a second for those to add to my, and the other way to add is by scanning the cover, which is pretty cool. So if there's not an easily accessed barcode or the barcode comes up wrong, you just scan the cover in, it pulls it up, there's the book, you add it to the database, which clearly is going to take forever again because I don't know why. But anyway, that's how you do it. So then what I do is I try and figure out if there's anything special in this particular set. So I will go here to this app called Key Collector. When that opens up, I just type in the series or the issue. So Earth X, hit done. Okay, pop in Earth X, and then I will check to see, okay, so a little bit of interest in Earth issue number 1. Issue number 1 issues often have, are considered keys. This will highlight, give some information about important first appearances, any other, it might be something, oh, look at this. All right, Earth X12. Love it. So a near mint condition would be a high of $40. So why is that? That's because there's a first appearance of Shalabal as Silver Surfer, which of course is from the movie. The most recent Fantastic Four with the amazing Julia Garner playing Shalabal as the new Silver Surfer. That is pretty exciting stuff. All right, well, that's good to know. So usually as I'm looking at the keys and I'm looking at the books themselves and I'm putting them into the inventory, what I'll do is I'll flip over to eBay to try and figure out what I should be pricing these things at, what kinds of lots should I be creating. So I'll pop over to eBay, punch in the EarthX 12 comic, and see what this book is selling for. And we can see that it looks like it's selling for, okay, that one's $200. Okay, it looks like they have a lot of different comics beyond what I actually have in mind, because we've got, yeah, they've got 51 comics in this, and I don't have that. So they have additional comics. So that's not a good comp, but let's figure out if there are more comps. Here we've got somebody who's listing 0 through 12 for $98.99. Somebody who's listing just number 12, which we now know is a key with Shalabal. First appearance, $34.95. Oh, here's somebody 0 through 12, $75. Just another one for $50. So that's that's quite a range. Somebody looking for number 12 for $39. This looks like the complete series for $79.99. $80. Here's somebody's kind of lowballing the number 12 at $15. Somebody's selling for $69.99. So this is a good way to kind of get an idea or a picture of what the book is selling for, or the series is selling for. So one of the things that I'll do is, like, this is what people are listing it for. So let's see what it's actually selling for. And to do that, I'll pop in a filter for just sold items, because this will tell me what people are actually, in the most recent months, what people are actually paying for. Wow. Okay, so somebody a couple of days ago got, it looks like, quite a decent set of from 0 through 12, plus some specials for $25. Wow, that seems like kind of a bargain. Okay, here's somebody got $19.99 for issue number 12, but then somebody, the day before had paid $26.75 for it. Go figure. And then somebody the day before paid $14.99 for it. So there's a little bit of a range in there. Now here we're looking at a complete set that sold for $69.99. Okay, that seems on the lower side of what it's being listed for. Okay, are there more? Okay, so this one is not a complete. Oh, I'm sorry, that's not even the same book. Here, let's see. Okay, so here's another one sold for $70 of the complete set. Kind of looking at the complete sets. Another complete set sold for $69.99. So here I have to make a decision. Do I want to try and just sell issue number 12, which is the key, and just get, whatever the best price I can get for that, which might be, $19.99. It might be $24.99. But I'm not seeing anybody who's selling, issues 0 through 11. I'm not seeing that that's selling. So I think that because I want to sell all the books, it makes sense for me to sell the whole set. And I think that's what I'm going to do. And then a lot of times what I'll do is, in order to get to the part where you can sell them, is I'll just do a little cheat here, and that is find an identical listing that has sold, and I'll just punch sell one like this, and then it basically pre-fills in a lot of information, which is great. And then I put in my condition, and then I'll put in maybe I'll change the title, I'll write in my own description, then I'll have to go in here and upload my own photos to it. But it's a really great way to save a little bit of time on entering these eBay listings. And I think I'm going to go for $69.99. That seems to make sense for me. That looks like what it's actually selling for. So keep your eyes peeled. This will be posted soon. Okay, so EarthX is listed on eBay. Now I am sorting through a box I found that was marked very mysteriously F through L. And it appears to be a bunch of random miniseries and single issues, starting with F through L. So I think that what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some up as lots, like miniseries and things like that, for Buy It Now. But I think I'm also going to try to just try and kind of get some on rotation through the auction process. So I've kind of pulled some of those out for auction process. And then there are some that are like so completely rando, I don't even think it's worth time. So I'm kind of throwing them into a rando box. So let me show you what I'm going to throw up on Buy It Now. Okay, so in the Buy It Now group, I've got this 4-issue miniseries of the Jack of Hearts. I know that that was something that Marvel really put their hearts into. Not so sure it worked. Here we have an image series, The Iron Ghost by Chuck Dixon. Here we go. Now this is special. This is Brian K. Vaughan, kind of early in the Brian K. Vaughan time period. This is a great book. This was so hot when it came out. This is called The Hood. I love that book. This is a great book. High Roads, very fun, pulpy kind of adventure thing by Scott Lobdell. Again, terrific art, really beautiful. This is Straczynski and Gary Frank, and this is Ken. This is, I don't know, you guys. This might go in my I can't get rid of it books. All right, I'm gonna set this one aside. I can't sell this yet. Okay. Oh, The Haunted by Peter David, who I love. He's great. This was just a fun sort of YA horror kind of a thing. Felon, you guys are going to hear me say this 10,000 times, but if there's a noir writer I love, it is Greg Rucka, and this is one of his early books. Love it. Okay, For Women, Sam Keith. Sam Keith is kind of an acquired taste. Great, amazing art. This is kind of a psychological thriller about 5 women and, a car breakdown on the road. I'm not going to go further than that. The Gargoyle. That was kind of a fun Marvel character. I always wondered why it was kind of like their version of the demon, but and then The Gray Area by J.R. Jr. Really, really cool storyline and really great. If you really love Romita, then this is a really great book. These are going on the, what do you call it? Buy It Now, right? So kind of fixed price. You can just buy it now. Then these things are going, I think, I'm going to put up as just like auctions, right? So like 99 cents or $1.99, something like that. So, we've got John Law. We've got this really sweet Heroes for Hunger book by DC. We've got a little mini series here, Hellcat by Marvel. If you're into, what was it, the Jessica Jones story, then you know all about Hellcat. Just some really fun kind of stuff. This was kind of a fun, I love that cover, Hedge Knight for George R.R. Martin's The Hedge Knight. Love it. I'm going to throw a couple of ash cans up. This is one by Steve Lieber, who's one of my favorites. Here's Flash Gordon #1. Here's a little image mini series called, it was Dark Horse, Dark Horse mini called Fort. Kind of like if you love that whole steampunk Lovecraftian thing, that was fun. 411 was a really cool anthology book. It was supposed to be 3, but only 2 were ever published. It was basically about people who focus on peace and, helping other people. It was really wonderful. Here's a really cool, fun 4-star spectacular #1, a little Silver Age action for you. Freedom Fighters #1, same thing. Here's a very fun Galactus, The Origins. This is Supervillain Classics. Little Stan Lee, a little Jack Kirby for you. And here you have what was probably the dumbest thing Marvel ever did, which was the generic comic book. I don't know. It was funny. And we have that Guardians of the Galaxy foil edition. So we'll see how that goes. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'm figuring it all out. But you guys will see this all up on eBay. I hope to see you there, and I will definitely see you next week when I talk a little bit more about these things I love. So take care.